What does it mean to be a community? As defined by Merriam-Webster, a community is a unified body of people, a group with a common characteristic or interest living together. It's both a tangible and intangible thing. It's a physical space, but it's also an inexplicable feeling of safety. St. Matthew's Episcopal Church sits right on the outskirts of downtown Hillsborough, the current church building and churchyard completed in 1826. It's a small church, with few pews and dazzling colored light, pouring in from stained glass windows onto service attendees on any given Sunday. Led by none other than Rector Dr. Brooks Graebner, it's a tight-knit congregation, one that celebrates together, that learns together, that worships together. It's the intersection of the many talents and niches that exist in Hillsborough, the home of not just one, but a multitude of communities. One such community is the community of women at St. Matt's, bonded together by faith in their own smaller groups, future leaders, and friendships. Reverend Lisa Frost Phillips, assistant to the rector, is one such pillar representing the strength of this community. Originally from Atlanta, Georgia, Lisa didn't grow up a church kid in the traditional sense, self-described as an outsider in the Baptist congregation she joined in high school. By the end of college, however, she found safety in the repetition, searching for meaning in quiet spaces in the words themselves. After spending a period of time working with a poor missionary parish in the heart of Charlotte, Lisa embarked on her journey with St. Matt's in 1991. For Lisa, a woman in her 20s, Hillsborough and St. Matt's in the 1990s were very different. A smaller town with an older congregation and a much more conservative church that contrasted exponentially with her Charlotte parish. She laughs that this was her 20s impression, shattered by the recognition of a group that truly welcomed her in Sunday after Sunday, a congregation that supported her like she was their own, even after she left her internship year, even after leaving to start her own family. To Lisa, St. Matt's is grounding. It's a place of constancy, community, liturgy, and history. It's a place she experiences innumerable acts of generosity and kindness. Church is a receptacle where people can come to find meaning in their lives and gives them the framework with which to do so. St. Matt's didn't create this idea, but has changed it and deepened it for me, she says. People find consolation in knowing that these people are worshiping in this place each Sunday, a community of faith that she's a part of that will exist beyond her lifetime, something beyond you and bigger than you. Mary Rocap, parish administrator at St. Matthew's, is yet another of these integral female figures, leading St. Matthew's Women's Singing Circle, which meets on the last Sunday of the month for an a cappella singing hour. The service is an offering of fellowship and spiritual practice open to all women, regardless of their involvement with St. Matt's. The singing time is one of both practice and process, the practice of a shared songbook that has developed over the years, the act of worshiping God, and the work of building a female community through music. It's a place of solitude and existence with God, and a place of learning. Occasionally, the Women's Singing Circle performs through the church's Faith in the Arts program. Each concert is an open invitation in which members are free to participate in at their discretion. But the women exist in a space more than just performance. It's laughter, it's connection with one another. It's even a place to celebrate Carolina's latest win. It's a circle of women that make up an empowered female community that trusts one another, one of St. Matthew's many that make women of faith call it home. Yet to Mary, faith does not just exist within her church's walls. She finds it in her own music, in jam sessions with friends Charlie and Lou, classmates of hers from her college years at Duke. Her sounds reflect the seasons, her relationship with God, with original soul-filled melodies. It's a space of elation and creativity, an art Mary holds so dear to her heart. She finds faith in her home in Cedar Grove, tucked away in the trees with her husband, and their 20 chickens that she's written about in her published book, Little Chicken Stories. To Mary, the everyday lives of the chickens give her a glimpse into the kingdom of God, into the workings of interpersonal relationships that reflect human nature, into life and death. She finds faith in her kitchen, where she makes bread of all shapes and sizes, kneading with purpose and watching carefully to make the perfect, dense, chewy loaf. What used to be for sale at the Hillsborough Farmers Market each weekend, each aromatic batch is now intended for the enjoyment of family and friends, something given, something shared in friendship and fellowship. She finds it in quilting, pieces stitched with precision, quilts and potholders that reflect patience and dedication. A number of years ago, Mary stumbled upon St. Matthew's while she and her husband lived in the apartment above the garage at Mary Tom's house. Mary's faith has flourished in its community, her creative and passionate soul colliding with a remarkable place of devotion. Yet her faith permeates all things. It's a greater, deeper faith. It exists outside of a church's walls.